Good morning. I want to tell you a story today about somebody named Harriet. She was a little girl, and she was very much like some of you. But there were some things that were different. One thing that was different about Harriet is that her family had been taken by some people that weren't doing what was right. They were taken and they were forced to work for them. They were called slaves. And Harriet grew up in that family, in that home. And when she was 5 years old, is anybody here 5 years old? You're 5, and you're 5, and you're 5. Wow. She was 5 years old too. And do you like to play? Do you like to play all day? Is that fun? Do you have friends you like to play with? Yeah? Okay. Well, Harriet didn't get to play all day. She instead had to take care of a little newborn baby. So she had to work all day. And when she got a little older, when she was 8, instead of taking care of a baby, is anybody here 8? We've got some 8-year-olds. Okay, and instead of going to school, do you go to school? Yeah, and do you play with your friends there? And do you learn new things? Sometimes, yeah, good. Well, instead of getting to go to school, Harriet became a housekeeper, and she had to clean somebody's house. All day she worked to clean the house. Well, do you think Jesus had a plan for Harriet? Yes, he did. It didn't matter to him. I mean, it did matter to him, but it didn't change his plan for her because she was born into a bad situation. He still had a very special plan. As she grew older, when she was 12 years old, someone was very angry and threw something, meaning to hit somebody else, and it hit her in the head, and she got a very bad brain injury. And after that, she had really terrible headaches, but she also did something kind of strange. She would just all of a sudden fall asleep, and it would be like she couldn't even be awakened. And she would just lay there, and she would be asleep. But God still had a plan for her, and she didn't give up. And she wanted to be free. Someday she wanted to escape and to live as a free person and to help other people. And so she started out by helping people helping some of the other people who were called slaves, and she helped them to leave and to escape so that they didn't have to work for people who had stolen them. And she helped them get away. And they would sing, you know how we sang this song, I want Jesus to walk with me? She would sing songs like that, and that would kind of give messages to the other slaves. And sometimes then they would be able to escape. They would say, oh, she's singing that song. Let's go tonight. We're going to sneak away, and we're going to go where we can be free and where we can make our own choices. Well, finally, Harriet Tubman got free herself, and she went, and she was in Pennsylvania and then New York, and she was free, and she was so happy that she could make her own choices and live her own life at that point. But you know what she did? She turned around and she said, I'm going to go back and I'm going to help other people. So she would sneak, and sometimes she would be sneaking along the river, and she would get really sleepy, and she'd just go to sleep, and she'd lay there and sleep. And later she would wake up and realize, oh, that was kind of dangerous. I just fell asleep here right along the river. But she didn't give up, and God still had a plan for her. And by the end of her life, she died when she was over 90 years old. She had helped to save so many slaves, probably well over 1,000 people she had helped to set free. And it didn't matter to her that she could fall asleep no matter where she was. It didn't matter to her that she had been born in a home where she wasn't allowed to go to school, where she wasn't allowed to play with her friends and have dolls and play all day. What she wanted to do was to help other people. And she didn't give up on that, and God didn't give up on her. You know, the Bible in the book of Jeremiah says, for I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Do you think God has plans for you? Yes, he does. And no matter what your situation, God knows, and he wants to help you to make a difference in your life. You can go back to your seats.